What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, another one of my podcast episodes. I know it's been a while since we've done one of these, and a lot of people have been asking me when are we gonna have our next episode. And here we are. I know it's been a minute, but here we are. We're back with another one. And this time I have a very, very special guest. She means a lot to me. She's my mentor. I've known her for the past 3 years, and she's been a great impact in my life. And she's one of the reasons I'm where I am today. And so Miss Norma, welcome to my show. I guess you could call it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So can you please just introduce yourself to the people?
Sure. Hi everyone. My name is Norma Frausto, and I've been knowing Palumi for about almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
And he's amazing. Like right when I met Palumi, I was very impressed with how at a very young age he's already developing this mindset, amazing mindset. And I remember asking him once. How do you have this mentality? Like, what? Why do you think like that? Like, you're
Yeah.
so young. And he said, well, my dad, he's an entrepreneur, and I read books, and he was already into self development. And yeah, that's how we met at the, he was a part of the mentorship program. I used to work for a mentorship program, and he was my mentee, and we used to get on calls every single week, and just talk about different subjects, and that's how we met each other.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me here.
Of
I
course. Of
appreciate it.
course. So can you tell us about what you do outside of being a mentor and like what you do like with your personal life?
Okay, so right now, I'm a personal trainer.
Mhm.
That's something I've been in the fitness industry on and off. I started working as a personal trainer about 7 years ago,
Mm.
but I started working out when I was 16.
Wow.
Yeah, I started working out when I was 16, and then um, I was in college,
Mhm.
and I used to go to Starbucks to go study every
Yeah.
single every single day. And there was a gym that was like right there. Like I had to pass right in front of the gym.
Right.
And I don't know. I remember getting a membership there, and it was right after I had my daughter,
Mhm.
and they had a Zumba class in there.
Wow.
And my intention was not to go in there and become a trainer. My intention was, okay, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna work out because I wanted, to get back in shape and feel, um, just lose the body fat from the baby.
Yeah.
And I went in there, and that's where like my journey started with the becoming a personal trainer.
Right.
I ended up getting a job. I used to teach some of the fitness classes in there,
Okay.
and then from there, just being teaching those classes, getting to know the members.
Okay.
And I was already into fitness, so I would go teach my class, and then after that I would train myself.
Mhm.
And so many of the ladies that used to go to my class, they would be like, "Excuse me, do you train?" I'm like, "No, I just teach the classes, but I love to work out."
Yeah.
And that's when they were like always asking me, "How much would you charge me to train me?"
Yeah.
And that's how I started my journey.
Wow.
I became a personal trainer.
Okay, so with your personal training, do you do it at just one gym or you do it at different gyms?
Right now, I'm only at one gym.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, wow. Okay, that's good. So I have a couple questions here and I'm just ask you some of them, so that we can kind of break the ice, get to know you better. So, what would you advise your 17-year-old self?
My 17-year-old self, I I would advise. I really have to think back
Yeah.
to when I was 17. And when I was 17, my mom was a single parent.
Mhm.
So I remember like being in high school, and I didn't really had a like, I was not very focused because I came from another country. I
Right.
came to the United States when I was 9,
Uh-huh.
and didn't know English. So I started learning English, and
Right.
I became very shy. very
Yeah.
shy because I'm in a different country. I don't know how to communicate with people,
Right.
and then I had to make new friends, and it was a little bit hard for me
Mhm.
because I became quiet. Like I wouldn't really express myself, or my the friends that I had that I
Yeah.
was very comfortable with, they were in my country.
Right.
So when I turned 17, I was still in not. I didn't know what to do. Like you're
Mm.
very focused.
Yeah.
I can tell you're focused and you're doing this and you're very young. I was more like not focused. So what I would say to my younger self would be that it's okay. Like everything's
Yeah.
gonna be fine. Just I think it would be to get into self development. If I could have
Mm.
been introduced to self development at a very young age,
Right.
I think that would have helped me so much.
Yeah. So yeah, your story in some way is related to mine because when I wasn't born in the United States either, I actually moved out here when I was 9 years old as well. I moved here from South Africa. I was actually born out there. So coming here to this new environment, it's like back out there we had to like wear school uniforms and like so that it was kind of like stop the bullying in a way because when we wear school uniform, everybody else is wearing the same thing. But when I came here, it was like okay, everybody has their own clothes, but like it's kind of like easy way like kids make get made fun of kind of. So I had to like sort of adapt to that and get into my own style, and kind of be a cool kid in a way or try to fit in. But then later on, I started to realize maybe I don't have to be like everybody else. I can just, have my own way of doing things and, just be myself and express myself differently from the way other people are expressing themselves. So, yeah. Um, what's the best advice you can give to help plan a career for someone who's not willing to like get a job?
I think it would be first know what you really want, like what you want to do, how you want your life to be. I think that's very important. Like
Mhm.
how you want to live your life and see what you really enjoy doing. For me, it's more about I have to love what I do. I have
Right.
to because I love waking up in the mornings. I love working with people, helping
Right.
them. That's one of the reasons why I became a personal trainer. I work
Hmm.
at the gym. So when I wake up in the mornings, I don't see it like a job. Like, oh, I gotta get up and go to work.
Yeah.
To me, it's more like I'm doing something that I love to do.
Right.
Like I said, I love working out. I love fitness. I've been in that industry for so many years,
Yeah.
and it also became part of my kind of like the therapy,
Hmm. Yeah.
and like it really helped me clear my mind, my thoughts when I was like feeling lost when I
Mm.
was younger, and so I don't see it like a job. I see it more like this is what I love. This is what I love to do. This is what I love serving
All right.
and helping people and being around people. And why not by to me it's very easy to do what I do because I have knowledge on that,
Right.
and it's something that I'm very passionate.
Hmm.
So I would say, just know what you really want and see what you really love and enjoy doing,
Right.
and do something that has to do with that.
Mm.
And I mean, now that we have social media, you guys have you have access to so many different platforms where
Right.
you can easily build a business. So
Yeah.
I would say work with what you have.
Mm.
See what you have there available. Social media. If you want to build a business, your own business, run your own business, like
Yeah.
like you're doing.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, you're being very smart. You're using all of these platforms that are free. You
Yeah.
don't even have to pay to, right? And you can
Yeah.
reach out to so many people, and
Right.
you're building your followers, you're building your brand,
Yeah.
um, and then eventually, that's gonna take you to
The next
the
level.
next level, to what you really wanna, build your
Exactly.
business on what you really wanna do,
Yeah.
and you can do that without, you know, having a job if you have the support. Like if you have your parents that
Exactly.
support you and they're there like yours,
Mm-hmm.
hey, take advantage of that and
Right.
do it.
Yeah. As a mentor or like a coach, did you ever have your own mentor or coach?
When I was younger, no. And I
Mm.
became aware of that when I was very young. Like my mom, when we came to the United States, she was a single parent,
Right.
and it was me, my other sister, and two brothers.
Mm.
And I'd spend a lot of time by myself.
Mm.
And I remember, growing up, my mom wasn't there as much. Like
Wow.
a lot of young people,
Yeah.
their parents, they're always working, or they only have their single parent at
Mm-hmm.
home,
Mm-hmm.
and they start hanging around with the wrong people. Just getting so many different advice from the wrong people, or
Yeah.
they're in the wrong environment. And I became aware of that. I was like, why am I doing all of these things that were not right?
Right.
And sometimes I used to feel lost.
Right.
And then I started hanging around with the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
So I started thinking about how my life was, and how, like, I would go to my friends' houses,
All right.
and they had like their mom and their dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I started paying attention to, like, I'm missing that. I don't have that.
Yeah.
And like you have, thank God you have your dad,
Yeah.
your mom,
Mm-hmm.
and like your dad is, I'm sure he's like your mentor, like he's
Yeah.
so you have the right person guiding you.
Right.
I feel like I didn't, because my mom was always working,
Right.
and I became aware of that. So I remember saying to myself, I would love to have someone, like, I need someone that
Mm.
can guide me, or even someone that I can talk to. Like,
Right.
I would do so many mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I went through so many different things, and I would keep it to myself.
Yeah.
I would be like in a really bad relationship, and I would keep so many things to myself because I didn't have. My mom was there, she was
Mm-hmm.
working, to help, survive, but I also didn't have the trust with
Mm.
my mom. Like, if I say this to my mom, she's gonna get mad. My
Yeah.
mom will always get mad a lot. But I knew that I needed someone, like an
Mm.
adult. Like, I
Right.
became aware of that. I was like, I don't have that,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
that's how it started.
Yeah. So yeah, that's another thing I notice about like a lot of teenagers and younger people. It's like they don't they're kind of like scared to reach out to people or scared to ask questions. Like for me, if I didn't get to that mentorship program that I was in when I was in middle school, I would have never met her, and I wouldn't have like got the kind of like entrepreneur ideas if I hadn't talked to my dad. Because when I started, um we were just on regular mentorship calls. She was just checking up on me, just making sure I was doing good during the week and see what I did. And then later on, a few weeks were going by and she was telling me about like what her daughter was doing. And I was like, oh wow, like that's interesting. Like she doesn't have a job but she's making money. I was like, okay, let me try and get into that as well. And then I reached out to my dad to like ask him about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I used to do that a few years back, but like it'll be something great for me to like learn. It'll also help me with public speaking, like speaking to people, being social and networking with people." So I feel like reaching out to people helps a lot. Like you don't know where it could take you, but it'll end up helping you guys out a lot. I promise.
Definitely that helps,
Right.
because just me by asking myself that question and being aware that I was missing a mentor or someone,
Yeah.
that's how I was introduced to the right people,
Mm.
or they just came into my life. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, wait a minute, because I met some investors. I actually met some
Mm.
real estate investors.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with one of my friends, and I was like, I would like to like invest, learn. Cause I started learning, reading books
Mm-hmm.
about self development, investments,
All right.
how successful people became successful.
Yeah.
And then from there, I started meeting the right people, and I started asking the right questions.
Right.
And I remember asking this question. This is what changed a lot of things in my life and my family.
Mm.
I was like, how can I make a lot of money without having to be at a job all day?
Mm.
Because I love personal training. I love training people.
Yeah.
But, you know, I separated. I separated. And that's when I was like, okay, I need to, what am I going to do? Because I need to pay the bills. I need to pay
Right.
everything by myself now.
Yeah.
And I started working more hours, like a lot of people do that. A lot
Yeah.
of young people, they have 2, 3 jobs, you know, thinking I need to make more money. So they go get another job and another
Right.
job. And
Yeah.
they just work so much. But I realized that I was like, it's not even enough. I was getting my paychecks and I was like, this is not enough.
Yeah.
And I'm over here working so many hours and I'm not spending time with my kids.
Kids.
And that's when I was like, I'm repeating the story like with my mom.
Mm.
You know, she was always at work and I was like, I don't want that. And that's when I was like, how can I make earn more money without having to be at a job? Because I know there's a lot of very successful people
Right.
who, you know, I mean, they make so much money and they're not
Right.
working all day.
Yeah.
That's when I realized I'm doing something or I'm missing something. Like
Yeah.
there's something that I don't know, so I want to know what it is.
Right.
What are these people doing? And that's how I asked one of the investors from real estate. I said, how can I do a lot of money without having to be at a job?
Yeah.
You know, so many hours. And she said, learn how to invest your money. There's so many different ways, and that's how I was introduced.
So yeah, what I wanted to say was like the motive for this is like I want young adults not to be overwhelmed with getting too many jobs so that they can make more money, because there are very successful people that are making a lot of money and they're just sitting at home. Like they just have many sources of income and they're not doing a lot of work. They have their money working for them. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have a job. I'm just saying use the job to be like the base of your success story, like to have money, to start making money so that your money can start working for you in the future. So I actually have these notes here that I was taking while I was studying, and it was this website called the School of Greatness. And what I wanted to share with you guys was basically saying, it's a saying your savings are not to make you wealthy. They're there to protect you against emergencies. So when people are like saying, "Oh, I'm saving money so that I can be rich in the future." I mean, yeah, it's a good thing, but then at the same time, at least you can be able to save your money so that you can invest it so that in the future you multiply your money instead of just, just having it there. So when people save money, I see it more as like, okay, when something happens, you're like, okay, oh, let me go grab my money so that I can use it for this real quick. So that it's not like, oh, I don't have money, I should have saved, just so that they can have like a source of income. So on my notes as well, I have another saying. It says, okay, I'm gonna say the saying again so that you guys can like write it down or have it in your notes somewhere. Your savings are not to make you wealthy. They're there to protect you against an emergency. And your investments are what make you wealthy. So basically what that means is like you can use your savings and invest them so that your savings are what's making you wealthy in a way. And
Can I add something to that?
oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Another thing that I learned is if you money your money that's just sitting in the bank,
Mm.
you know, and your savings account, it's not doing anything,
All right, it's just there.
right? It's just there. And instead of having it there, you can just put it, you know, in an investment account that's gonna multiply
Right.
without you even having to do much. But of course, you know, it's good to get the information, the right information, the right knowledge,
Yeah.
and you know, before you do anything like that,
Mm.
of course.
Yeah, so yeah, that's another thing I have in my notes is like the way people see money, they see it as only own and spend. They don't like they're like own, save, and then spend. They see it that's how they see it. But the way I want you guys to vision it is like you want to own money, invest it, and then that's when you spend, because you know when you spend you're still gonna have leftover. Not like you're gonna get your paycheck and then you just splurge it all on whatever that you want. At least get your paycheck, invest so that it can multiply, and then you can spend what you got from your paycheck and still have savings from what you had before, like you started spending your money. So yeah, okay. Now on to my last question was what do you constantly what do you do to constantly challenge your underlying beliefs and assumptions?
Hmm. I was actually just learning about beliefs
Mm,
with my book. I'm reading this book, Emotional Intelligence,
mm,
and it goes down to like your emotions and your beliefs. You know, your beliefs, your thoughts, everything controls the emotions. I mean, wait, hold on. Your thoughts and your beliefs can control the way you feel,
right,
right? And then your feelings control your actions, and then your actions control the results.
right.
And I was learning, about beliefs, how we have so many different beliefs that can be either limited beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, when I'm at the gym and we have new members that come in, and I'll have a conversation with them, and usually the first thing that I say, like, what do you want to do? What's your goal?
Yeah.
Why are you here? And like many people, they want to lose weight, or they want to build more muscle.
Yeah.
And I had one of the clients that came in, and he said, I only want to do this for a month. Like, I only want to get, I just need like the guidance
Yeah.
with the nutrition. It was something like, I just need to know what to eat. and
Mm,
and he's like, I already know what to do over there, working out. And I said, okay. So I give him the nutrition plan, and I said, okay, this is what we're gonna, what you need to be eating. If you follow directions, you're gonna be able to accomplish it.
mm-hmm.
He said, okay. I was like, I'm gonna be checking on you every single week, making sure your body fat is going down,
Yeah.
and make sure your muscle is not shrinking or it's increasing, if that's
Mm-hmm.
what you want to do. And so I explained. He's like, okay. So I did the whole meal plan for him, and he saw it, and right away he was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a lot. I don't. And I was like, so I'm looking at him like right away. His mind, he's already like doubting himself.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, you can do it. I mean, if you think you're not gonna be able to, you're not gonna be able to. You know.
Yeah.
And he he started like, I would just pay attention. I pay attention to the words that come out of their mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm able to catch those little things that they have, in there,
Yeah.
that I'm like, they limit themselves
Mm-hmm.
with those beliefs that they have.
Yeah.
So now that I'm becoming more aware of my beliefs, it, I'm okay. What beliefs are helping me grow, and what beliefs are like holding me back?
Right.
And when it comes to your beliefs, like, we have to identify which beliefs are holding us back
Mm-hmm.
to be able to change those. And that's
Right.
something that I do. Like, I'm constantly like looking at, okay, what's holding me back? Why I'm not accomplishing this? Or
Mm.
and it could be beliefs about even myself. Like, can I do this?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and also that kind of in a way has to do with manifestation as well. It's like if you're seeing something and you're like believing, oh, I'm gonna get that, then at the end of that, the end result is you're gonna end up getting it. But it also works when you're doubting yourself too. So if you believe that you're not gonna be able to do something, then you're not gonna be able to get it done at all. So I feel like a lot of people need to also work on that so that they can, I guess, build their character in a more positive way than a negative way. So yeah. So
And what was the other question about the assumptions?
yeah, the assumptions too. So you answered the belief part already, and it's like the same question but with assumptions.
Can you repeat that whole question?
Okay. What do you do to constantly challenge your underlying assumptions?
Assumptions. I do my best to not have assumptions.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I used to. I used to think like, what if this, the what if?
Yeah.
And through self development in the books, I learned to modify the words that I say have a lot of power.
Yeah.
Okay, so I started paying attention to the words that come out of my mouth. Like, why am I saying this?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that, um, like the what if I cannot do this, or what if this doesn't come the way I want it, and
Yeah.
like your dad said earlier, just do it. Don't
Yeah. Take the
overthink
step
too much.
forward.
Don't think like, okay, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what's gonna happen. Just
Mm.
if you have an idea, a goal, something you want to do, just do it. Just start with what you have right now. Like, see what you have, see what people are around you,
Mm-hmm.
and also reach out to the people,
Yeah.
and start from there. Don't be scared. Just go for it, and don't assume that it's not gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah, because assumptions too, it also brings a lot of fear into people. So like it's like when somebody wants to start a business or start something going for themselves, they always assume that it might not work out or anything. So they just completely just throw it away and don't even want to do it anymore. But all you gotta do is just take the next step or take the first step and then just build off from there to see like how things go. And then you can see for yourself instead of thinking of how it's gonna be or assuming how it's gonna be, and you'll see the results for yourself.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a journey.
Right.
It's a learning experience. Like, now I see everything as I'm learning.
Yeah.
And if something doesn't come out the way I thought, that, okay, that I'm learning from that.
Mm.
Okay, how can I make it better?
Yeah. And a lot of it
And
as well comes with patience too. It's not like if you just do it now and then you wait for the next day and you can be like, oh, like I got what I wanted. Like, you got to take your time and like, keep pushing so that you can level up and, go into perfection. Because when you start, it's not going to just be perfect. Everything can always get better the next time you do it.
yeah, it's kind of like building muscle,
Yeah.
or getting into a certain shape, or it's not gonna happen over time. It's not gonna happen in a week or two. You have to
Mm.
constantly keep going. You have to keep working out.
Yeah.
And like, when I the members that I have, my clients, I always see them going up and down. Their body fat goes up, their body fat goes
Yeah.
down, and it's, or sometimes they're stuck. Like, they're stuck in the same place. Like,
Mm.
their body's not changing. They're working out. They're like, and it's just having like those breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Like, what's holding me back?
All
I
right.
had conversations with some of my clients, like, what do you think is holding you back from reaching your goal? You're just right here.
Yeah.
You're not moving up or down. You're just right there. And I help them think like, what's distracting you?
Mm.
What's your focus? Is your focus on what you really want to accomplish? Like, if you know you need to be at home cooking your meals and not eating out as much, like, who are you hanging around with?
Mm.
Are they taking your focus away? Are they like helping you?
All right.
So all of that, it's things that we have to really think about to be able to reach those goals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who am I hanging around with? Are they helping me?
Mm-hmm.
And if they're really not, that's when you have to make the decision to kind of like, okay, I'm going to have to not stop talking to them, but at least keep your distance a little
Distance,
bit
yeah.
until you're able to reach that goal.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I have my own personal question that has to do with fitness. So it's been about 5 months since I've like been working now. So I've been like not really looking at my health much, but I started working out again. And when I went to work out this past week, I had my friend, he was like, bro, I'm coming here every morning and I don't see you. And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna start coming. So I went one day and then I skipped the next day and he called me. He was like, bro, where are you? Like, you're supposed to be here. And I was like, dang, I'm kind of slacking. So then I went again. And then this time when I went again, I went 3 days in a row. And now like my chest and like my biceps are like aching like crazy and it hurts. So like, how long does that usually last? Do you know?
the pain, the
Yeah.
soreness.
Yeah.
Um, well, if you don't eat good,
Mm.
the way I tell people, like, when you get sick, you go to the hospital, right? And they
Mhm.
give you a medication
Yeah.
to heal. I mean, it doesn't really heal, or it might help you with whatever problem you have,
Mhm.
or sometimes, whatever you have, it goes away. But the doctor says you're going to have to take this medication every 4 hours, every single day until it gets better.
Mm.
And over here, when you go to the gym and you're training your body and you're putting so much tension on your muscles, you're lifting weights,
Mm.
you're kind of like damaging your muscle a little bit. That's why
Mm.
it gets sore.
Yeah.
And the way it's gonna heal, it's not with medicine, but you're gonna heal faster um with the food.
Right.
Giving it the eating your meals, feeding your muscles,
Mhm.
feeding your body constantly throughout that day.
Yeah.
If you only eat maybe 2 to 3 times a day, or you don't eat what you're supposed to be eating,
Mhm.
like your carbs and your vegetables and your protein, it's gonna take longer to heal.
Right.
And you're gonna have to get used to being sore.
Yeah.
I'm always sore. Like
Yeah.
my back is sore,
Yeah.
or my legs are sore,
Uh-huh.
and you just
Just got to
it's
get
just
used to it.
yeah, you just get sore. I mean, you get used to it. I don't pay attention to it,
Okay.
and now I see it more like if I don't get sore like that, I'm like,
Did
hmm,
you really work?
yeah, but
Yeah.
not every time you're gonna get sore. Even if you have a very good workout, not every single necessarily need to have to be sore.
Yeah.
But it's just divided, like divide
Mhm.
your body parts.
Yeah.
Um, like day one, do upper body.
Yeah.
Day two, maybe your legs, so you're
Legs.
able to, keep going.
Yeah.
And just drink a lot of water. But your nutrition is what's gonna help you heal faster.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So, do you have any questions for me?
Let me see. So, what are your goals like with what are you working towards right now?
Hmm.
Where's your
Okay.
focus?
My focus right now is sort of helping others, you know, like I kind of already have, like, I've planned the way I want my future to look and how my future to be, but I also want to help others as well to, like, kind of have the same mindset of, like, not having to always go to work, because, like, the future is changing, like, drastically. Like, the world has been it's been getting advanced in so many different ways, and especially in, like, the world of technology, it's changing, like, it's just changing every day. So I want people to know that getting jobs or working somewhere is not, like, the only way to be able to earn money. Like, I want people to know that there's other ways to, become successful rather than only getting a job and making money off of that. And for myself, I have this like a drone business that I want to start doing, where it's like, I want to be able to teach other people to fly drones so that I'm not the only one that's working. Like, they're kind of going to be working for me. So the way I want to have it set up is like, after I get my license as a drone pilot, is I'm going to start a company whereby people all over the United States can have their own drones and, like, go through my courses and learn the basics and all the different things that have to do with drones, so that they can be flying commercially as well. So, what's basically gonna go on there is that on my website, if I'll have a client in a different state, let's say Florida, for example, and they want somebody to come shoot for a wedding, they'd apply on my website, and if I have a drone pilot there, instead of me having to fly all the way to Florida, somebody else that's there would be doing the work for me, when I'd be getting paid the full amount and I'd give them a small commission out of it, you know. So yeah, that's like my main goal. And then I'll have, like, investing and all that on the side, and, like, this little podcast show that I got going on, just to get like-minded people on here.
Wow, that's amazing. I can see that you already have everything planned out.
Yeah.
You take time to think.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you're actually thinking, like
Mm.
thinking of you know, you have a vision, which is really good.
Yeah.
I think that's something very important that we need to have. We need to have a vision.
Right.
Like, where do you see yourself? Even if you're not there right now,
Mhm.
at least have a vision and, you know, focus on that vision.
Right.
And eventually you're going to get there if you stay focused on that
Exactly.
and start planning it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's so good. Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to do it. I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Because you already have the entire plan. You already have, you know, this mindset of building your own business, having people working for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that, there's so many ways that you can make money, you can earn money, and you just gotta know what you want, like you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So that's gonna be the closing of this episode. I like to let you guys know this is Miss Norma. This is my mentor. It's always gonna be my mentor.
Thank you.
I'm gonna drop our Instagram's links in the bio. I'll have her Instagram pop up right here so that you guys can go ahead and follow her and make sure you guys like this video. If you want more content like this, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and catch you guys next time.
Thank you so much.